TMX!
Hey there everyone, Adam White from Running Central and ShaZam Racing, here with my good friend Kirk Wessler with the Journal-Star, and we're talking track. Looking forward to the Honor Roll Meet, to looking back at the great history of track and field here in Central Illinois, traveling around to local institutions and weaving that specific history into our story about the Honor Roll Meet.
Right.
And
today we're at Notre Dame, where the great Suzie Tuffey trained. It was Bergan back then. It was before the merger between Bergan and Spalding Academy into Notre Dame High School, which was in the late 80s. And Suzie Tuffey, as we've talked about, still has the greatest single honor roll meet performance, and one of the great performances in the history of Illinois, when in 1984 she ran a 10:03 flat, 3,200 meters, which was then the national best, and is still ranked among the best all-time races ever run by a high school girl in the 3,200. And linking her, you know, through the ages, I mean, this program has produced outstanding distance runners, both boys and girls. And most recently, Mary Jean Gilbert, who over the previous 4 years really dominated girls distance running around here, and used that, parlayed that into a scholarship to the University of Notre Dame.
a long-standing history of men and women, but their lineage of excellent female distance runners they just continue to produce them year after year after year.
Yeah, and training on this track, and we've talked about before that, you know, I mean, this is not a bad facility, but it's not a state-of-the-art thing. But that said, great athletes and people who are determined to do well. It's all up here and it's all in the heart. And you're testament to that, because this is where you went to school and you made a pretty good running career for yourself too. What did you remember about this and its import on your career?
Like you said, I mean, like we've seen around town, no different than Central and some of the other facilities. What we see today isn't exactly what it was when I was here 25, 30 years ago. It was dirt. When we were here, the cinders had worn away and it was dirt. There was a lot of weeds that grew up along the inside. Back over there in corner 4, when we got a lot of rain, we literally had to move into what would be the equivalent of lane 4 or 5 to bypass the pond. But we made the most of what it was. It is not uncommon to find extraordinary performances from athletes arise from those who had to train in adverse conditions, adverse facilities, etc. We get accustomed to it, and then when you're able to step on the extraordinary facility, everything just seems to kind of click. But I didn't know any different, you know, for myself. It was what it was. It was an oval. We made the most of it, and we worked our tails off. So great memories here.
And you were working to be one of the best in the state, and you were one of the best in the state, and you were battling one of the best in the country, as it turned out, and one of the best in the world in Tim Breaux from East Peoria. He was in your era. What was it like as a high school kid training here, competing against the likes of Tim Breaux, and then what that honor roll meet meant to you?
It was absolutely incredible. Knowing that someone as good as Tim Breaux was literally right
went
across
on to the Olympics.
American record holder, you know, was right across the river. Every day I had to pull out my best because I knew how good he was, and I mean, we were going to have to square off against each other. So there was no opportunity for an off day. I had to bring my A game to the table each and every day. Then you talk about that honor roll meet. There were so many other great milers. I look forward to really the showdown in the mile. There were great 2-milers around here, but we had great half-milers and we had great 2-milers, and we all seemed to be able to converge on that mile. And in my era, that was the medal. That gold medal of the honor roll meet in the 1,600 meters was the one that so many guys before me bragged and coveted, and it was the one that subsequently I wanted the most. I definitely wanted to go down to Charleston each and every year. I wanted to stand on the podium. I wanted an opportunity to try to be the best on that platform. But what I really looked forward to more than anything was the opportunity to square away at that 1,600 meters at Peoria Stadium at the Honor Roll Meet. I mean, it was a big deal to me, and it was a big deal to a lot of other boys and girls that we ran with at that time. I can't say enough about how fond those memories were and how much we looked forward to that meet.
And it still is, because it still brings together the best, certainly the best girls and many of the best boys who are, you know, many of them are still preparing for the state meet because of the date, but it is still a great meet, and it doesn't matter whether it's a big school or small school. That Honor Roll Meet brings everybody together, from the smallest schools to the biggest schools, and you come together at the Honor Roll Meet and throw it all down. And so that's what we want everybody to do, is that you, coaches, get your times and your distances, all your kids' performances in for boys and girls. We keep track of that throughout the season, honorrollmeet.com, and you know, you can see how you're tracking, see if you're getting into that area where you're going to be one of those people selected for the Honor Roll Meet at the end of the year. And it's just a great thing to look forward to throughout the season.
Opportunity for boys and girls out there, parents who are watching this, the opportunity for athletes today to have their mark in history. Because like you said, that Honor Roll Meet is truly a huge component of the history of track and field here in Central Illinois. And for anyone who has the privilege of being able to compete in that meet, I can assure you it's something you will never, ever forget, and it's a memory you will cherish the entirety of your lifetime. So follow honorrollmeet.com, get those performances in, and we want to see you at the end of May.
Absolutely. Till next time.